But the one thing I was excited about the most was I remember the last time that I went, they had this Catfish truck. I don't know if it was a truck or just like a restaurant with the tent. I can't remember the first year that I went. This year, they just had the tent. It wasn't a truck, and I know that they have a restaurant now, which I didn't know that there was a restaurant. So, but there's this restaurant, and it's called Mr. Catfish. And so I remember. Now this is the bad part about about my experience there this week, and everything else was going to be good after this. But I kind of want to get the bad stuff out of the way first because I like to end on a positive note. But Mr. Catfish, let me tell you. So I was there, 2 years ago, the last year they had it before COVID hit, and I had never had Mr. Catfish before. I remember seeing how long this line was to get this catfish. And I, got in line and I waited it out. And when I got that catfish, let me tell you, it was probably the best catfish I ever ate. I'm not a huge catfish eater, but that was some good ass catfish. And so this year, I was really looking forward to going. In fact, I remember I had forgotten the name of the place. I didn't know it was Mr. Catfish until I went back this time. And so I just had forgotten about it. I forgot the name of the restaurant or the company. And so, but I was just excited to go because I knew that, if they were there, there's going to be this big long line and it would be easy to find. In fact, even a coworker told me, I was telling him about the whole experience I had 2 years ago and that catfish was so good and that I couldn't remember the name. And the coworker was telling me that, I think that's Mr. Catfish. And I looked it up and I said, yeah, okay. But I wasn't sure. But when I got there this year, I confirmed, I saw it, they were there. Mr. Catfish was there. So I was really excited. So we got there, a little bit late, and so when we first got there, we're trying to find a spot. We had all the lawn chairs and all that stuff, right? So we're trying to find a space. Cause let me tell you, there were about, I don't know, 5,000 people out there in the park. Maybe it was a lot of people. A lot of people having a good time. The DJ was on already, and she was playing, some of the old jams. And one thing I love about events like that is seeing Black people dance in unison. Let me tell you, when they play, and this probably happens everywhere you go. Whenever a DJ anywhere plays "Back That Ass Up" by Juvenile, let me tell you, Black people go crazy. Black people go crazy. And they all start dancing at the same time. And it's just a beautiful sight to see. It's a beautiful sight to see. What, Juan put something in the chat. Thank you, Juan. Juan is watching me on Facebook. You forget things once you turn 50. Yeah, man, I forget a lot of shit when I turn 50. I was forgetting stuff before 50. But Juan, man, I appreciate you coming on, man. I see you. I appreciate you adding to the chat. Thank you very much. Let me know if you want to come in, man. Let me know, and I will. I'll let you speak on this whole Mother's Day thing. I don't know. You probably heard the music. I think you live pretty close to Old Settlers Park, so you probably heard the music from Juneteenth. I don't know if you made your way over there. If you did, man, you should have. It was a good time. But let me know if you want to jump in, man, and jump on in, and we can chop it up. But anyway, so all these Black people were dancing to back that thing up. But before that, we get settled. So it's a lot of people there. So we're trying to find a spot to sort of like settle down and, put our chairs and to claim that spot. And then we just go get some food. Cause I hadn't eaten anything all day. My wife hadn't eaten anything all day. So we were ready for some catfish. We were ready for it. That was the main reason we came. Now, Montel Jordan is cool, but this is how we do it. It ain't been hot in a long time. It's a popular song, but okay. Tell them I said bye. All right, I got some of the kiddos here, so they're leaving. Say bye. So we went there for the catfish, man. And so we get settled. We find a really good spot, it's, it ain't super close to the stage, but it's close. We can see the stage. We can see everything. We're having, we got, a little backpack with snacks and all that stuff for the kids, and we set the little blanket down, got the chairs, the kids are, dancing to the music, having a good time. And so, all right. So me and my wife have a strategy, right? So we're going to go check out the line first to see how long it is. And then one of us will kind of wait for a little bit. The other one will come back, watch the kids, make sure they're good. There's a big playground over, so kids go to the playground, all that stuff. And we can just rotate or whatever it takes to get through this long wait that we're expecting for the catfish. So we do that. We get settled. The kids are in place, and we say, hey, y'all chill here for a minute. Mom and dad are about to go over here and see what's up with this catfish. So sure enough, we get there. There's a lot of different food trucks, and there's a lot of long lines, right? But there's one that's longer than any other line. And I'm thinking to myself, that is Mr. Catfish, I'm sure. So if you're at the end of that line, you can't see like the Mr. Catfish sign and all that shit. So I kind of mosey my way to the front just to confirm. And sure enough, big sign says Mr. Catfish. They have like a little billboard there with the menu on it. And it was the same menu they had 2 years ago. I remember they had like some shrimp and fries. They had some like a chicken wing plate, and of course the catfish plate. And we're like, okay, we're going to get the catfish today. So now my wife was already in line at the back. So I go back to the back, confirm with her, hey, the catfish is there. By the way, I need to change my banner. Give me 1 second. See, this is why I need some help on this, because I can't do all this stuff on my own. I just can't. So I was supposed to show this one. Mother's Day. All right, so here's where I'm at right now. So let me just add that one on there. Oh, sorry. Juneteenth review show. Yeah, Juneteenth review and how Mr. Catfish let me down. So I sort of gave away something there, but let me tell you, I'm at the back of the line, but I'm excited. The sun is still up and got plenty of time, to wait for sit down, have catfish, and then Montel Jordan comes out, and then we'll watch that show, whatever it is, whatever people that got it there. I really don't care who was on the stage. They were all pretty good. So live entertainment is always easy for me. So I give my wife the intel. I said, babe, it's Mr. Catfish. It's him. They're here. So we're going to get this catfish today. So, all right, are you ready to wait this out? She's like, I'm ready. Because last year it was like a 2-hour wait. And so we waited for 2 hours last time, and we didn't even know what we were getting. But when we got it, it was like, oh man, that was worth it. So we're making our plan. All right, you ready to do this? I said, so what you want to do? She goes, I said, you want to wait first and let me just go deal with the kids and all that stuff? She's like, bet. I'm gonna chill. Just keep your phone on. Make sure you check your phone. I know it's loud. She said, make sure you check your phone, because if I get close, I need you to come up here. Because I'm the one paying for the shit, of course. So I go back, tell the kids, hey, you guys can go run around, do whatever you want. I'm chilling. I'm holding the spot down. So we get that. So, however long it happens. So my wife and I are texting, and then I'm talking to her, telling her what's going on. She's like, yeah, I'm getting a little bit closer. It's actually moving faster than last year. So that's great. Yada, yada, yada. So she gets to the point where, all right, she's close. She needs me to come back and relieve her. One, she's getting tired. And so I'm okay, cool. I was like, I'm on my way. So I pull the kids back from the park. It's dark at now. I get up there. Yeah. She's made some significant progress, and I'm really excited after about an hour of waiting. Right. So I'm like, boom, tagged wifey. I'm in line. She's back with the kids. So I'm just standing in line, waiting to do my thing. So I'm looking around, looking at all the other trucks. And of course I'm people watching. I like to people watch, and the line is kind of steadily moving along. Now I do notice that there are some people that have already ordered, and they're kind of like off to the side, waiting for their food to come out. Like, they'll give you the order, they give you a number, that whole thing. Right. So I'm waiting and just kind of watching that, and I'm looking at the faces of these people that have already ordered and waiting, and they seem frustrated. Like they look like, you know, they had been waiting for a super long time. They ordered and they were expecting to get their food really fast, and then you know, they had to just wait longer, right? 'Cause, you know, whatever. Then, so I'm getting a little worried now. I'm like, oh shit, I'm getting close. Like, what the hell's going on? You know, does this mean I'm gonna have to like wait another extra hour? Because I was pretty close. Actually, there was about 4 people in front of me. At that point, I had about 4 people in front of me. One of the ladies from Mr. Catfish staff comes out, and she's got, you know, that weird look on her face, like she's about to give some bad news. And so she goes, "Can I have everybody's attention? I'm so sorry, but we have no more catfish." I was like, damn. I was like, really? No more catfish. So for one, all right, before I make that point, initially I was super pissed, but because I was so hungry, I was okay with the chicken wing plate that they have. I'm like, you know what? All right, I'm not gonna get no catfish this year, but I've been waiting in this line. I'm super hungry, and I'm happy. I'm just happy to get the chicken, you know, and I'll figure out. I was like, here's what I said to myself. I said, I'm gonna figure out where these motherfuckers are, where they restaurant, because I didn't know where it was. I actually Googled it. Yeah, sure enough, boom, there it is. The guy's spot. You know what? I'm just gonna go hit them up at the restaurant and get some of this catfish because I know now. So I was I was pissed, and then I was like, okay, I'm chilling, you know, supporting my black people and all that shit. You know, I'm good. I'm good. Get some chicken wings. I'm gonna fuck them wings up. So yeah. So then another person is, you know, gets their food and they're out, and I'm down to 2 people in front of me. Right. So as I'm waiting, now people are, you know, everybody's pissed about the catfish, right? But they're still waiting. So I hear people, you know, in the back saying shit like, well, hope they, you know, throw in a few extra wings because they ain't got no damn catfish. That would be the right thing to do, right? that would be the honorable thing to do. I mean, your name is Mr. Catfish, and you ran a catfish. But hey, the honorable thing to do is, if you don't have any more catfish, then just throw a few more pieces of chicken on there. That's what everybody was just kind of talking about in the line. Everybody was pissed. It was crazy. They were pissed. I would not want to be a member of that staff at that moment, but it gets worse. It gets worse. So after she goes back in, like I said, one more other person got their food and they left. I sort of felt like I was still waiting a long time for the line to keep moving. And so I look in, you know, you can see like in a tent, you know, people cooking the fish, and they got fries, and they got, you know, hush puppies, all that shit in there. They're in there working. And then all of a sudden I just noticed that nobody was working. Nobody was like moving. I was just like, you know, one thing people want to see when they've been waiting for food for a long time is they want to see people working on it. You know, I want to see you in the back moving around, you know, trying to make things happen. And so I kind of like glanced inside the tent, and they all look sort of like dumbfounded. And then I look inside the little, you know, all the little heated pans and dishes to see what they was working with and how much food was in there. And there wasn't a whole lot of food in there. Let me tell you. And there wasn't a whole lot of food like being brought in, like to replenish and fill. And they knew that way before they came back, or they came back out and told us that not only were they out of fish, but they were out of everything. They were out of everything. They had no more food. I could not believe it. I could not believe it. Now they hadn't come in and told us yet though, right? So finally, this young sister, bless her heart, finally sort of gathered up enough courage to come back out of the tent and say, I'm sorry, y'all, but we are out of everything. We don't have any more food. Let me tell you, this line was still 2 hours deep. It was still 2 hours deep. And they got to come out here and tell these people, they got to come out here and tell hungry Black people that not only is there no more catfish, but there ain't no more damn chicken. all I can do is laugh about that shit now. But I was pissed at the time. I was pissed off, man. Could not believe it. So of course I just throw my hands up. The only thing that made me feel any better about it, why would I feel good about this? Because I just got to tell the people behind me that they don't have no more food, because she clearly couldn't tell everybody. Guess what? Because the line's too damn long. The line was up the street, around the corner, all that shit. It was long. So, the word just trickles back, and, all you can hear is like, Black people say, motherfuck, ain't this a bitch? I must have heard ain't this a bitch like a gazillion times. And I was pissed, and I had to call my wife, tell her I was coming back with no catfish. That was the bad thing about Juneteenth. Everything else was really, really good. Seeing all the people out having a good time, dancing, doing their thing, out with their families and friends, all the little children's running around. That was all beautiful. It was great. But Mr. Catfish failed.